Hey everybody, today on Henry's HowTos, I'm going to show you how to make Persian Tah-Chin. Basically, this is a savoury upside down cake. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is cook our chicken. Now in my case here, I'm using chicken thighs. Fillets of course, so if there's any bones, you can cook it with the bone if you like, but I'll just do it without. Now I'm just going to cook 4 pieces of thigh fillets. So put them straight into a small pot or saucepan. Just like so. And then I'm going to add half of a diced brown onion with about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of turmeric, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and about a tablespoon of saffron water. Now on top of our chicken, we'll just add about 2 cups of cold water. And I'm also going to add 3 bay leaves, just to give it some flavour. And just put the chicken on your stove on a low to medium heat. And we just want to gently simmer this for just about 40 to 45 minutes. And while we're waiting, we'll move on with the rest. Now while we're waiting for our chicken to cook, I've just cooked up 2 cups of Persian basmati rice. I didn't want to add this in the video as it will make it too long. But if you don't know how to make it, just go on my channel and look for the Persian rice recipe. And it's basically there. So that's boiled, ready to go, so we'll set that aside as well. Now I've just taken our chicken out of the pot as well. So basically what we need to do with our chicken is sort of just tear it apart with our fingers like that. You can slice it if you prefer, but I prefer to just pull it apart like this. So just go ahead and do that with all your chicken. It doesn't have to be completely small. And while you're doing it, be sure to check for any sort of bones. They do sometimes hide, and we definitely want this to be boneless. Now just get a large bowl, and we just want to empty our boiled rice straight in. Now to our rice, we'll add some cracked pepper, along with a pinch of salt, about 3 tablespoons of melted salted butter, 1 tablespoon of saffron water, about 1.5 cups of Greek style yogurt, make sure it's not sweetened, and finally we'll add 3 egg yolks. Now what we want to do is just stir that up. It's just much easier using your hand than a spoon. Make sure you get all the rice coated. So it's almost a wet dough-like consistency. More like a cake batter, I should say. Once you've got it all combined, add in all the chicken that we've just shredded, and we'll mix that through as well. Now before we continue, I should have pointed out that I kept about half a cup of the rice separate. We're going to need that for the bottom layer, so ensure you keep that separate. I apologize for that. Now I've just lined this pot with some baking paper. I find that using that, it stops it from burning and getting too hard. So do that, and then we're going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil on the bottom, along with 1 tablespoon of saffron water. Now the rice that I kept separate, we're going to put that on the bottom. So just pour it all in, and we just want to flatten it down and pretty much just create a top layer. Just like so. Now with the mixture we just made, using a spoon, just to make it a bit easier, we're going to put that straight into. Just pour it all in before you go flattening it, just to make it easier. Just like that. Now we'll just go ahead and flatten it all down. But you want to flatten it evenly. You don't want it high at some point and low at some points. Just one nice level. Now I'm just going to add about 2 tablespoons of just cold water on top. This will just help with the whole steaming process. So now I've just put our pot on the stove on a medium to high heat. Now the main rule about cooking Persian rice, leave the lid on, do not take it off. That's very important. If you take it off, it does destroy it. So on a medium to high heat, we just want to leave this until the steam starts to come out of the sides. When that happens, we're going to turn our heat down and then we'll let the cooking process begin. So be patient. So it's been about 10 minutes now. If you can see the steam is slowly starting to escape from the sides, you can see a bit of it collected here. So what we're going to do at this point, turn your heat all the way down to low, and we just want to let this slowly cook. It just depends on the pot and your heat. Usually this will take about 40 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. So you don't want to leave it too long. So it's been about 35 minutes now. If you look closely, you can see the sides are starting to brown. So I've just gone ahead and turned the stove off. So if you're using a pot with a glass lid, that will come in very handy so you can tell. So once you turn the heat off, let it sit here for about 5 to 10 minutes. That way it will make it easy for the Tahchin to come out of the pot. So no rushing. Okay, so now it's time to serve. So take the lid off, and that smells amazing. So guys, the trick is you want to get a plate that's a bit bigger than the actual pot, and just place your plate upside down like that on top. Now, watching my mum cook for years in the kitchen, I learnt this from her. So grab the pot like that and hold the plate at the same time, and all we're gonna do, flip it over like that, bring it down, take the pot off. And how beautiful does that look? Maybe I should have got on a bigger plate. And as for garnish, we don't want to go too crazy on it, but just sprinkle some slivered almonds on top. And we'll finish it off with some barberries, which is also known as zerish. And that's pretty much ready to be served now. So this pot on top, they call it tah-dig. Basically that means the bottom of the pot, and it's, as you can hear, it's crispy rice. So that's a very big delicacy. So we'll cut into it. And definitely if you're doing this at home, use a much bigger plate. For some stupid reason I only got one that's about 1 millimeter bigger. And basically you just want to cut it like a cake. Take a slice out like that. And there we have it. Simple Tahchin. I hope you like that, guys. Please like and subscribe. If you've got any comments or suggestions, leave them at the bottom, and I'll see you all next time.